Hello, I'm Juliana Kawauchi from Let's Study Eikaiwa, and today I'm going to teach you 10 new words for the TOEFL test. As we know, vocabulary is a key component for acing the TOEFL test because the more we build up vocabulary, the easier it is to write, to understand the reading passages and the conversations, the dialogues. And it's also easier to speak, okay? Because if we have vocabulary and if we learn how to use this vocabulary actively, then we start speaking more naturally. So, enough talking, and let's get started with our first word. Our first word is a noun and it's autonomy. Autonomy means to have the freedom or to give someone the freedom to make their own decisions. Our next word is foster. Foster is a verb and it means to encourage the development or growth of ideas or feelings. Now, this word in Portuguese, the definition depends a little bit on the passage. So it could mean desenvolver, cativar, okay? So let's see the passage and understand the meaning of foster because it can also mean cuidar. Okay. Parents should grant teenagers some level of autonomy. This helps them foster independence and decision-making skills. Em outras palavras, os pais devem conceder aos adolescentes algum nível de autonomia. Isso ajuda a desenvolver a independência e habilidades de tomada de decisão. Então, nesse contexto, foster está como desenvolver. Mas, como eu falei antes, pode ser cuidar ou cultivar. Let's move on to our third word. Okay, third word. Our third word is an adjective and it's cascading. Cascading, okay, which means to fall or move onward through several stages from one point to another, just like a series of waterfalls. And this has the idea of escalating or something that is getting worse, okay? And here's an example that I got from a headline. Cascading crises have posed challenges to long-term growth G20. So, uma série de crises sucessivas tem criado problemas para o crescimento econômico a longo prazo do grupo G20. Então, nesse contexto, cascading está como algo sucessivo, crises sucessivas. Let's move on. Our word number 4 is cloak. Cloak here is a verb, and it means to hide or make something difficult to see. So be careful, okay? Cloak as a verb. Look at the example. She tried to cloak her nervousness with a confident smile as she walked into the interview room. Então, ela tentou ocultar, né, o seu nervosismo com um sorriso confiante ao entrar na sala de entrevista. Então, cloak está no sentido de ocultar, de esconder. Word number 5 is demographic. Demographic is an adjective and it's related to characteristics of society or a group of people. Okay, so let's look at an example here from Japan. Japan's demographic challenges, such as aging population and declining birth rates, have led to concerns about the country's future workforce and economic growth. So let's see this sentence right here. We have the translation, okay? Translating it, it would say os desafios demográficos, né, do Japão, como a população, o envelhecimento da população e a queda das taxas de natalidade tem levado a preocupações sobre a força de trabalho futura do país e o crescimento econômico. Então, crescimento os desafios populacionais, né? Os desafios demográficos. Let's move on to word number 6. Here we have dire. Dire is an adjective, okay? And it gives the idea of something extremely bad, a serious or urgent, okay? Or something that causes great fear or distress. Another example from Japan, the Fukushima nuclear incident in 2011 had dire consequences, as it not only led to the release of radioactive materials, but also posed a severe threat to public health and the environment. Ou seja, o incidente nuclear de Fukushima em 2011 teve consequências graves, dire consequences. Teve consequências graves, pois não só resultou na liberação de materiais radioativos, mas também representou uma ameaça, ok? Severa, né, à saúde pública e ao meio ambiente. Uma ameaça grave, ok? A severe threat. Let's move on to word number 7, which is embrace. Embrace is a verb and gives the idea of hug, but hug not only in a physical way, okay? So we could also say that when we are eager to achieve something, when we are very enthusiastic about something, we could say embrace. Let's look at our example. After being chosen CEO, Mark embraced the position as an opportunity to make positive changes. Então, após ser nomeado CEO, o Mark abraçou, né? Ele agarrou a posição como uma oportunidade de fazer mudanças positivas. Então, não é aquele abraço real, é um sentido figurativo. Então, embrace pode ter tanto o sentido figurado, quanto o sentido real. Word number 8. Hover. Hover is a verb, okay? And it means to stay near a person or a place eagerly or nervously, waiting for their attention or sometimes trying to hear something. And when we talk about spacecrafts, it gives the idea that it's flying around, maybe because it cannot land, okay? Look at our example. The teacher hovered near the group of students, trying to hear what they were talking about. O professor ficou perto do grupo de estudantes, tentando ouvir sobre o que eles estavam conversando. Então, ele estava ali circulando perto dos alunos. Essa é a ideia de hover. Well, we're almost at the end. Okay, so if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and let's move on. Well, word number 9 is a noun and it's novice. It means that this person, okay, does not have much experience at a task or at a job. Someone inexperienced. The article is full of advice for the novice investor. Ou seja, o artigo é repleto de conselhos para o investidor novato, para o investidor inexperiente. Word number 10 is overwhelming. Overwhelming is an adjective, okay? And it means that you have a large or intense difficulty to understand or control something, okay? That sometimes there is too much to do and you cannot deal with all of it. That's the idea of overwhelming. The sheer volume of work on my desk was overwhelming, and I didn't know how I would manage to complete it all in time. Sheer, grande. A grande quantidade de trabalho sobre a minha mesa era avassaladora. E eu não sabia como conseguiria completar tudo a tempo. Então, avassalador no sentido de enorme, de sobrecarregante. That's the idea of overwhelming. Well, guys, we have reached the end, okay, of this video. But before we finish completely, let's take a short quiz, just 4 passages. Let's see if you guys remember the words, okay, the meaning of the words. Let's check them out. Well, you can use these red words to replace the bold words in the passages. So I have written the passages with synonyms of the words above, the words in red. Let's look at passage number 1. The inexperienced parents were anxious but excited as they prepared for the arrival of their first child, eager to learn the ropes of parenting. So, if you said novice, perfect. The novice parents were anxious but excited as they prepared for the arrival of their first child, eager to learn the ropes of parenting. I think this is true for every parent, right? Every new parent. Number 2, most of the information the government collected was about the population, including average family size, income level, and the ages of respondents. If you said demographic, that's perfect. Okay, we're talking about the population. So most of the information the government collected was demographic, including average family size, income level, and the ages of respondents. Let's move on. Word number 3. The helicopters had to linger above the landing zone until they received clearance to land safely. So, linger. If you said hover, perfect. The helicopters had to hover above the landing zone until they received clearance to land safely. As I said, it could mention, actually, it could refer to aircrafts when they have to circle around when they cannot land in a certain space. And our final passage, number 4. When I got back from my mini holiday, the number of emails in my mailbox was more than I was able to deal with. It was too much. Overwhelming, right? I'm sure you guys answered it correctly. If you didn't, don't worry. Okay, go back, review a little bit of your the vocabulary I provided you with. But when I got back from my mini holiday, the number of emails in my mailbox was overwhelming. Well, guys, we have reached the end of our video. I would like to thank you immensely for watching. And here I have 2 title recommendations. I take many of the words that I use to present my videos from those books. And the first one, right, 400 Must-Have Words for the TOEFL Test by Lawrence J. Zwire and Lynn Stafford Yilmaz. And the second one that I also like to work with my students is Essential Words for the TOEFL Test by Stephen J. Mathiasen. So guys, if you need anything, okay, if you have any questions, please reach out. I am here to help you guys. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.